Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. How's everybody doing? Today's video will be a pretty much non-spoiler review for The Harder They Fall. The Harder They Fall is a 2021 film that released yesterday on the 3rd on Netflix. It is directed by James Samuel. I think I said that right. Written by James Samuel and Boaz Yakin. It is rated R. It is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. And as of this recording, the Rotten Tomatoes score is critics 88%, audience 93%. Um, and up front, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty close with these scores. I can definitely see why it's so close together. So we just to throw back a little bit before we start talking about the movie. In the channel, Clay and I did a trailer reaction when this first came out. It's one of our most watched trailer reactions we've ever done. So that tells me that people were excited for this movie, and I can see why. I mean, just looking at the cast, this is probably one of the most stacked cast I've seen in a long time in something that's not like a big franchise that's been building for years, right? Like obviously Avengers Endgame has a really big cast because it's like all these movies building up, but this is just one movie. Let me give you guys a little summary of kind of what the plot is, and then we'll get into like what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like. Spoiler alert, there's going to be a very short list because I like this movie a lot. uh, so when outlaw Nate Love, played by Jonathan Mayers, discovers that his enemy Rufus Buck is being released from prison, he rounds up his gang to track Rufus down and seek revenge. Those riding with him in this assured righteously new school western include his former lover, stagecoach Mary, his right hand and left hand man, hot tempered Bill Pickett, and fast drawing Jim Beckworth, and a surprising adversary turned ally. Rufus Buck has his own fearsome crew, including treacherous Trudy Smith, who is played by Regina King. Rufus is played by Idris Elba, so you can kind of see them all over the posters. And Cherokee Bell, who's played by Lakeith Stanfield. I'll start with Lakeith Stanfield's performance, actually. And they are not a group that know how to lose. So, yeah, we have this really cool, like, we have two teams of outlaws. Uh, and they are pitted up against each other. That's pretty much the premise of this movie. This movie has a very straightforward story, and I think that's to its benefit. I think making it too convoluted would have been against it. I think one of the things that makes westerns interesting is that they're very straightforward stories. It's really more about like how you tell that story. From the few westerns I've seen, one of the um, Hell or High Water has been kind of a thing that most recently, up until I watched this, I would say that would be one of my favorite Western movies. I haven't watched a lot of the old spaghetti westerns from the old times, but yeah, this like 310 to Yuma, Tombstone, stuff like that. I quite enjoyed, but this felt fresh. A big part of it was the cast, like I mentioned. So let's start with the performances. Lakeith Stanfield as Cherokee Bell. Oh my god, dude can act. He's so charismatic. Even he's just a cool dude, but he's charismatic. His performances are always like really like low key, but for some reason they still feel like super serious. Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield, um, very cool throughout the whole movie. Shout out, what's up, Force Diversity, Dane? How you doing? Thanks for watching. Yeah, then we have Jonathan Majors, who we've seen recently in some MCU stuff, but also if you didn't watch, geez, Lovecraft Country, go watch that. Because he's amazing as well. I can't wait to see what he does later on in the future in the MCU. But in this movie, he was amazing. He's kind of our protagonist if you're rooting for his team. That's the cool thing about this movie. It kind of like it sets up two sides that are both kind of really cool. Like you really have to make a choice. Like who are you gonna root for? Like who are you gonna bet against? You have the Rufus gang, who's led by Idris Elba. Really cool. We've seen in the trailer. One of the big set pieces is breaking him out of jail, and you kind of get to meet his gang, how they work, and in this old this take on the West. Like obviously, I don't know enough about the old West to really know if it was kind of like this. They set up they set up this in these cities that are either mainly populated by black people or white people, or just kind of depends on the area. And I can definitely see that being the case, and I that feels to me pretty accurate. But I don't know. I didn't go back enough to make the actual like research on, like, how accurate that is. But yeah, that was one of the cool things, that all the people that we meet, they kind of live on this town that is just separate, like really thriving town. Um, and then these gangs roll in there and they just kind of raise havoc. Um, so let's see. Regina King. I mean, what can I say? She's always great. Um, Amazing performance here. I think she was one of the highlights. I would say one of the things that it feels like she was such a badass character that they they felt the need to kind of, when you're fighting on teams, you kind of take one on one, and we have her paired up with Sassy Beats on the other side, on the other gang. Um, I would say that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could have mixed it up. I don't know that they need to have a woman go against another woman. You're in the old West. You have guns and weapons and stuff. Like anything goes, really. Um, let's see. Uh, we have a few more great performances, but the last one I'll touch on real quick, is Idris Elba. In this role, he is so menacing without even like playing at being super menacing. He just is menacing. He's great. I really liked his performance. I really thought that it brought like this seriousness to the role and this menace, and yeah. Yeah, so the cast, I mean, fantastic. Even if you don't like westerns, if they're not your thing, go check this out. Another thing that really made this feel different for me from other westerns I've seen is the music. If you may not know, if when I did the trailer reaction for this, I asked, I saw that Jay Z was a producer on this, and I was like, why didn't they use Jay Z's name in the promotion? And then somebody in the comments pointed out that JC's name is Sean Carter, and he was named as one of the producers. I forgot about that. I so so yeah, I can see why this film would have great music all throughout. Just really cool needle drops, but also great just themes for the that they don't maybe feel Western, but they really work. Um, it gave me a feeling similar to, if you have seen Lovecraft Country. They were in the '60s in Chicago, but they were playing contemporary music that felt like it belonged in that time. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. I'm not really good at appreciating music, but to me, my gut was telling me that this felt right. So that's as much as I can say. The sets were really cool. It really felt like the Old West. It looked beautiful. Like the cinematography was just amazing. These really cool shots, weird angles. I love when the camera gives you like an overview, like from the top, like a view from the top. I really appreciate that because it kind of lets me build the world in my head. Like it gives it that 3D effect of like I've seen some shots from the foreground and the side and everything, but now that I have this other angle, I can kind of build something in my head. Um, the action was great. I love a good gunslinger battle, and obviously in a western, you're gonna get some gunslingers. Uh, so that was a big plus. There's obviously, places get robbed because that's the life of the outlaw. So yeah, like it hits every check mark that I have for a western. And it may not be the same list for everyone because I think westerns are they really are kind of an acquired taste. I don't think everyone's a fan of the western genre, but I've learned over the past few years to appreciate it with just watching different things and having access to streaming movies more easily. Because yeah, back when I was younger, I would not like westerns was not a genre that I would even go like consider. Like I said, I think 310 to Yuma was the first one I remember going to the theater, and this was the remake with Christian Bale, not the original movie. Um, so yeah, if I had one complaint about this movie, and this is just mainly my complaint with a lot of stuff, is that it was a little long. Um, I think there's a few places that we were kind of just living in the moment, and I don't know. It felt like they slowed down the pace a little bit of the movie. That was probably intentional from the creator. It just didn't click with me as much. Like I felt we could have cut out a few things and still told the same really cool, simple story. Um, so yeah, uh, I think that's about it. I really enjoyed this movie. I hope you guys watch it. It's on Netflix, but you can also catch it in some theaters. In some cities, I believe Netflix has a deal with Cinemark. I'll do my full review with a score on Letterbox. So go ahead and follow me on Letterbox. My name is the same as here on the channel at Echo Spider. Yeah, so check that out. But if you're watching this, thanks to Dane for watching live. Thanks to anybody else that watched live, even if you're just kind of lurking. Um, Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Let me know what your favorite part of the movie was. But once again, this just feels like a cool movie. Like I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It had great action, great moments of like seriousness too. I didn't even talk about that. Like there's a lot of like heavy stuff going on sometimes in the movie. We open with a really heavy scene actually, but I won't go into any details because it is a big spoiler. But yeah, we open with a big heavy like dramatic scene, and you're like, oh, this is the like it sets the tone for the movie, and then from there it lines up a little bit until it needs to pick back up again. Um, so yeah, I really love all the characters. They're just fun. Like they kind of feel different, and in a western, you kind of have your archetypes of different people. You know, you have the loudmouth gunslinger, and I mean, if you've seen the Magnificent Seven or something like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not the newest one, although that one was okay, but you know the original Magnificent Seven. Um, but yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie. So everyone that's watching live and everybody watching later, thanks for watching. Remember to share, like, subscribe. We are so close to 400 subscribers. We are like 4 people away. So if you're not subscribed and you're watching this, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the like button so the algorithm, moves our video and lets more people watch it. So it finds a good audience. We had some cool trailer reactions earlier in the week. Book of Boba Fett. We had Morbius. Also, we had Jujutsu Kaisen, the new movie that's going to come out in December in Japan, and I believe in January sometime in North America. So go check that out. I love Jujutsu Kaisen. As you can see in this channel, we kind of watch everything and consume all kinds of content. So last thing, there should be a Patreon link in the description. If you're so inclined to support us there, we would appreciate that. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.